Wow.
Oh,
that was good, man.
It was funky.
Look at that.
We are looking at Mr. Pete, the new Gibson Les Paul Studio Session. It's Studio Session or Session Studio? It's one of the two. I think it's which one? Studio Session.
It doesn't matter because it's a session.
So earlier this year, we saw the return of the regular studio, which was following in the footsteps of previous studios, which is where you take all the kind of structural goodness of a Les Paul standard, take off some of the more frivolous bits and give you a sort of a kick-ass guitar at a slightly more affordable price. So the Studio Session is kind of doing the same thing, but maybe taking its lead from some of the more modern contemporary style Les Pauls that you might see in the lineup. Some of the similarities between this and the regular studio is we've still got the mahogany body maple top, flamey tops though on these.
Flamey.
We've actually got the same neck, which is interesting. So slim profile, same width and everything. So very familiar feeling. Haven't gone for that kind of, perhaps wider, thinner necks that they have on older sort of Gibsons where they've tried to make them more shreddy.
Yeah, do they do that anymore though?
Maybe they don't. Maybe that was a Henry era
Yeah, with
thing.
the metal thing here.
Yeah, we don't do that. Regular Grover tuners, so everything kind of, a lot of stuff very similar to the studio, but here are the differences. So we have an ebony board rather than a rosewood board. We have classic humbuckers. I think it's classic 57 and a classic plus or something humbucker. And we've got a little bit more going on the controls down here. But that's kind of it.
Oh.
Did I?
Yeah, that one there as well. Look.
Obviously the most obvious thing, sorry. Yeah. Yes, the contoured heel joint. Thank you, Mr. Pete there. So if you play, 100 miles an hour up here, you got a little bit less wood to get in the way up here.
And also weight relief as well on these.
So that's the proper, cheese hole kind of stuff. Is the same as that's the same as on the regular studio. In fact, let's put a picture up now of what
that cheese grater.
Actually, no, it's not cheese, is it? It's the one with the sort of grooves.
Yeah, it's like a little fan, isn't it?
Anyway, picture of that on screen. That is done largely to just stop these guitars from getting up above the sort of 10, 11 pound mark. You want to try and
real Gibson should be.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting, isn't it? That do you know that I haven't talked about this for ages, but that whole history of weight relief apparently goes back to a time when Gibson or guitar manufacturers generally stopped chopping down 1,000-year-old forests, to make the guitars, and they moved over to sustainable wood supplies where the trees are fertilized and watered to grow much faster.
So there's much more water in them.
So the wood comes out much heavier, and then of course you start in those sort of 1970s Fenders and Gibsons where you go, oh my God, why is that thing so heavy? It's like that was those early days of that. So now they just, they effectively, underneath the maple top, they just put holes in the wood depending on how much relief you want to get, and that's how they get the weight
That's
down.
why they do the torrification or the drying.
Is it?
So torrification is also to make the wood older, but that's also drying it out in like an oven. You know what I don't miss? I don't miss Les Paul's signature up here. Do you remember those?
Oh man,
he obviously just wrote that right before he died. It's like completely.
I guess, but there was a lot of like holograms.
Is he dead? He is dead, isn't he?
He is dead. Yeah, holograms and bad signatures and metal nuts and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that was an experimental phase for Gibson that didn't go down great with the audience.
I did like Robo Tuners though. I have to say, I was one of those who thought it was a good idea.
I thought the concept was a good idea, just not ready yet, is it?
Yeah, no.
Anyway, so we've got some nice colours.
Yes.
They come with a nice case, like a soft, sort of semi-soft, I can't even speak.
Semi-soft, that's me, like constantly.
So it's like halfway between a hard case and a gig bag. It's this sort of,
it's a gig
stiff gig bag type thing.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
And it's got some nice straps on here. You remember the brown ones only had one strap, which was weird. Now they've got two strap-ons, which is much more handy. But if you're going to, at a party, for instance, to
double the strappage.
Yeah,
okay,
strappage.
Mr. Pete, please take us through some tones.
Yeah, I mean,
particularly your tapping and phasing and blow switching down here.
It always confuses me, all this stuff, man. I don't know what it does.
I'm here to help.
Okay, so you let me know what. But here's the neck pickup. I mean, honestly, that just sounds wonderful. I love these 57 pickups.
It kind of sounds like odd that the guitar they've tried to make more contemporary should use the classic 57 pickup, and yet the studio, which you would think would be more traditional, has the burst bucker.
Pros in. Yeah,
classic 57's a good sounding humbucker.
I like those more PRF-y pickups for session work anyway.
Right.
I think they're just more clear in the... And for Noel, I'm running the amp almost a little bit more bass, a little bit less treble, and then... It's not.
He's going to need to know what your settings are, Pete, because obviously when they tour next summer, he's going to be
using those, isn't he?
Probably not, but yeah. So the bridge one is round, very slightly hotter than the neck one.
Right, but that makes sense. So that's. Middle position. And bridge. There's a lot of low end in that neck pickup. So we do.
I like it. There's no pedals yet.
No pedals yet. Nothing. Just the boost side of the Derpel. So the. Sounds great, man.
It does.
Let's just. So what does this do here?
Right, so you've got 2 coil taps. So they're taps rather than splits, so you still should get the hum cancelling effect of a humbucker, but just lower output and more akin to the kind of output that you get from a single coil.
So.
Sounded really quacky. That you didn't have any of the other.
So that will be split. Yeah, it's very quacky. Donald Duck style. He never has any pants on, does he?
I love Les Pauls. I have I probably personally would end up going with the more traditional heel joint, but that's fine, only because I don't play anything up here, you know. Yeah. But I think this is a really cool design. I love everything about it. I don't know what it is about. I don't think you get a really classic, nice, stratty, telly kind of sound with a tapped humbucker. And it's like,
in my opinion, calling that session. If you're a session person, you just have a Strat or Telly or 335 or Gibson.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
If you're a professional, like Tim Pierce or something, he will have 25,000 guitars sitting
But then there are some, like Paul Reed Smith, for example, I think have done good pickups where you can split them and it does. But it's funny, it's just that weird quackiness of the sound. I mean, maybe it's just,
Here's the middle position with the bow split.
That's the sound, right?
This is the sound in the middle. And then you go like that.
Hey, look,
I would never use that sound personally.
But I don't want to dwell. There we go. We've chucked the negative out there.
Yeah.
Everything else is positive. What you can do, right? So that one there is a phase switch. So in the middle position, it should reverse.
Yeah. So here, and split. That's the old.
That's the Peter Green myth of like, did it happen by accident? Did he do it on purpose? Did he? Did it happen by accident or was it on purpose? But yes, legend has it that he was having some servicing done to his Les Paul or pickups changed or whatever, and the tech wired the neck pickup in effectively the opposite way round to the bridge pickup, and so when you use them together, you get this slightly unusual. But again, it became a classic sort of Peter Green. Now, in a way, I almost feel like if you didn't have that Peter Green connection there and this idea of, that's iconic, and they just did that, I think we'd be criticising it the same as we did the coil splits. So, mate, look, I guess what all we need... You've got the options. You've got options. And
I would leave it like this, personally.
Your final one is your Hootie the Blowfish... I don't know where that came from.
I mean, I had a girlfriend
I don't think Gibson call it a blow switch, but essentially it's a total bypass, like great Arnold Schwarzenegger film, that one. So wherever you are on the settings, you pull this second tone knob out, and I believe it just goes straight to the bridge pickup on maximum.
So it goes straight to the bridge pickup, doesn't it?
On maximum, yeah.
It goes straight back to this pickup, just straight through the whole thing.
Straight through. So no matter where your volumes are set, where your toggle switch is set, or tones or anything, it's just pull that out, this pickup straight into the amp, boom.
Let's just try. Let's go like. So now I'm on bridge, on the neck, sorry, roll the tone down, volume down. Or double soldano. It is Christmas, by the way.
And you know what? You've just thrown yourself there, of course, because your volume controls don't work now.
Yeah.
So you've gone to roll down, and it doesn't do it.
Oh yeah, look. So for everything down, even the volume and the tone. I really like this pedal, man.
So there we are. I mean, again, I still think, credit to Gibson. They're pretty much the only guitar brand really making nitrocellulose finished set necks guitars in this kind of price point.
How much are they?
Sub 2,000. I think they're $18.99. $18.99 is the regular price.
Still a lot of money.
But is it though?
For something?
So a Fender Ultra Strat.
Yeah.
Polyurethane bolt-on neck.
Yeah.
2,000 quid.
Wow. Yeah. Fair enough.
Nitrocellulose set neck. $18.99. So I don't know. PRS, right? Custom 24 now is $4,000.
Wow.
So you're talking, this is like S2 money.
What's the most affordable PRS made in America they make now?
S2.
Is that the S2?
So, and again,
that's
those
are 1,800 quid.
Yeah, similar kind of dough to this, I guess. I don't even know if S2 is nitrocellulose. Maybe it is. Can't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. Internet, I know you will.
Erect me if I'm wrong.
But look, I love this colour. I love the black. The black, they've put like the smoky chrome hardware on as well, which looks superb.
Yeah.
Blue is always popular, or you've got some very sort of traditional style bursts.
Yeah, the honey one is cool, isn't it? I mean, that's just very classic, this one.
I think we've got all four colours, haven't we, Tate? I don't think there are any more colours.
You know what I wish they've done? Just just at the end here, I wish they've made a white binding on it. Because it's got the top binding.
Then it's a standard, isn't it?
Well, but it's just... I think it sets the top. It sets the Les Paul off more better when it's got.
I agree.
And
do you know what always amazes me as well? It's just what a stroke of genius reveal binding was by Paul Reed Smith.
Stroke.
Because it's like, one of the most expensive, labour-intensive parts of making a Gibson guitar is putting the binding on.
Yeah.
And Paul Reed Smith just basically masked the maple top off, sprayed it so that the binding. You could just see the maple top through the where the binding would be, and it looks super classy and was probably a lot cheaper than actually doing the binding.
Especially when it's a really nice flame, my Paul's.
Yeah, but you get almost a sort of, the lighter colours give you a sort of a reveal binding. By the time you go to the darker ones, you can't really see it.
And you go to the dark side. Anyway, that's it, man.
I agree.
Links below for this. Well done, Gibson, once again. I'm sure these will be popular. Which one would you take over the studio? Would you take a studio?
I'd probably,
take the modern?
If I was going for something modern, I'd want to look
like
part.
that.
Yeah, I'd probably go with this
I like
dark
the
grey
pickups.
one.
I think the pickups sound
They
wonderful.
sound really good, don't they?
Yeah.
Superb.
That's it.
That's it. See you in another video soon. Au revoir.